Hello, everybody. Welcome to the July edition of the Culips English Podcast live stream. How is it going? My name is Andrew, and I am the host of Culips, and I will be here with you for the next, hour or so. We'll see how long we go tonight, but usually these live streams last for an hour. And it's great to be back here with you all for another live stream. This is our July edition, and if you are new, a new Culips member, and this is your first time, welcome. We get together, and usually with my co-host, usually I have Cassie with me, but today it's just myself, and we do these live streams about once a month just to hang out, spend time together, practice English together, and to interact with the Culips community as well. So I can see that there are a few people here watching right now, and it's great. I see some new names here that I haven't noticed before, so that's awesome. Tomo is here from Japan. Konnichiwa. All right. Thank you, Tomo, for joining us. And we have Ivy from Vietnam. Wow. Okay, Ivy, thank you for joining us from Vietnam. It's great to see you here again. And we have... Oh, I like this name. Whoa Woo Woo. I'm wondering, is that a real name or is that a username? I'm not sure. I'm not familiar enough with Taiwanese names to say if that's a real name or if that's a username, but it's a fun one to say anyway. So, Alan from Taiwan says hello. I'm guessing it's a username then. Great. Okay, thank you. Wow, we have a real Asian representation in the live stream tonight because I am here in Seoul, South Korea, and then we have Vietnam and Taiwan and Japan. So that's great. And we also have Mika here. Okay, Mika, thank you and welcome to the live stream. Mika, you have the same name as one of my past roommates. My roommate from university had the same name as you, although she spelt it differently, and her family heritage was actually from Europe, from the Netherlands, but the name is the same. So it's a very global name. That's great. So everyone, let's see, what would you like to do tonight? I have a schedule proposed and some things planned that I think will be fun to do, but I really need your help to pull them off. I really need your help to pull them off in order for this to be a success. And I think this live stream tonight is going to be an experiment. Okay, this is the first time I've ever tried doing anything like this before, and it could be an epic failure. It could go totally wrong and not be very good at all. Or on the other hand, it could be really fun and really awesome and very educational. So we'll see how it goes. But what I'm proposing is this. Let me put it on the screen. Okay, our schedule here for this evening, I thought we could start just by talking about what's new. I have a couple of things going on in my life that I could update you on, but I also want to know about what's new with you and what you've been doing for the last month, so we could share some information with each other. But then after, you can see point number 2 on the list here is your calls. So I'm going to open up this live stream to anybody who would like to call in and join me, and we can have a short conversation together. So you guys will have the opportunity to be my guest here on the stream. Like I said, I don't have Cassie, my co-host, here with me tonight, so I'm a little bit lonely all by myself. So it would be awesome if somebody would call in and we could have a conversation and chat for a little bit. And you could also introduce yourself to some of the other members of the Culips community as well, some of the other viewers. So I'll explain about how to do that in 5 or 10 minutes or so. And if you have the courage, if you're feeling brave and you think it might be something that you want to try, then I'll tell you how you can call in and speak with me here on the stream. And this is why I'm saying it's a real big experiment, because if nobody calls in, which I think maybe could happen, it's possible. If nobody calls in, well, then I won't be able to have any conversations. But if some people call in, some Culips members call in, then I think it could be really fun and interesting, and who knows what kind of stream we could have. So let's try it out. We'll try it out, and if it's successful, then maybe we'll do it again in the future. If it doesn't work out so well, then we'll skip it and we'll do something else for next month. But if you were one of the viewers from last month's live stream, this is actually what the community decided upon. We had a vote at the end of the stream, and I asked members, what do you guys want to do for the live stream in July? And this was the option that got the most replies. So we'll try it out. We'll see how it goes, and I'm crossing my fingers that it will be a success. And then, of course, number 3 on the list is Q&A. Q&A stands for questions and answers. It's number 3 on the list, but really, you can ask questions anytime. If you have, a question about learning English, about studying with Culips, about life in an English-speaking country, or just about anything in general. I love it when you guys are active in the chat. This is a great time for us to practice English. You can interact with each other. You can ask me questions, and we'll just spend some time here really getting a good English study session in. So yes, I very much encourage you to be active, not just listen to the stream. Well, that's okay too. You can just listen to the stream. I mean, some of you guys might be, who knows, riding the bus back home riding the bus back home after finishing work, something like that, and it's not really possible for you to be too active. But if you're in a situation where you can chat a lot, ask questions, and be active with that English output, right? Because this gives us an opportunity to practice outputting, or even maybe later you can call into the show and practice speaking. I mean, these are very interesting things and really great for building your English skills as well. So essentially that is the plan, everyone. And I have a question for you here to start. Let's pop up the question. And it is about July. We are at the end of July now. Today, here in Seoul, where I am, it is July 26th, but I guess in some parts of the world, maybe it is still July 25th. But guys, July, for me at least, really flew by. It went by so quickly, so fast, and it felt like it almost didn't exist. It was like one of those months, for me personally, July is one of those months that just seems to go by so quickly. And I think it's because, I'm a university English instructor. So my other job is teaching at a university. And July is always kind of the end of the school semester for us, the end of the spring semester. And I'm really busy with kind of finishing up my classes, doing exams, marking exams, the different type of administration that needs to happen. And then thankfully here in July, I do get a little bit of vacation time, and I'm actually on vacation right now. Yay, from my job. But when I get that vacation time just goes by so quickly, and it seems, like July went by just in the blink of an eye, in the blink of an eye. And the blink of an eye means really, really quickly. So July went by really, really quickly, and I'm curious about you guys. What did you do in July? Maybe there's a highlight, something exciting you could tell me about, or maybe special event happened. What did you get up to? How was your July? So leave a chat message. Let me know. Let's see what's going on with you guys in your life. And while I'm waiting for some people to answer some chat messages, I thought I would tell you a little bit about what's going on with me. Actually, lately here at Culips, we've been doing weekly update episodes. So I've been making an episode every Monday morning, uploading it every Monday morning, and just sharing a story or two about my life. And it's been really fun, and the response by Culips listeners has been really good. However, it made me think like, wow, because we're doing these weekly update episodes, I've been sharing a lot more about my life than I usually do on Culips. And so I was thinking, oh, what can I tell Culips members about tonight when we do the live stream? And it was a little bit hard to think of something fresh and original because I've been sharing so many stories on the bonus series. But don't worry, I have lots to talk about, and I was able to brainstorm and think of some things that I will be up to soon. And let me just take this off. Actually, I'll leave it up there. This is the question that we're talking about. So what's new with me? I am actually getting ready to go to Canada. Yeah, I'm originally Canadian. I'm from Canada. My hometown is a little city called Kelowna, British Columbia. And I haven't visited home or seen my family or been to Canada in general for at least about 2.5 years now. I think it was just the winter before the pandemic happened. I was back in Canada, but since really COVID started, I haven't been back at all. So I'm really excited to visit Canada. This will be my first trip with my wife to Canada as well. My wife is South Korean, which is one of the reasons why I live here in Korea. But she's never been to Canada, really. So this will be our first trip together. And I'm feeling excited, but also a little bit nervous. A little bit nervous because there's a lot of pressure. Maybe you could imagine this situation. Like, I really want to show her the best parts of Canada, for her to have an awesome time, to really enjoy her trip. So I'm stressed. I'm trying to think of like the best tour itinerary, the best travel itinerary, the best activities, the most delicious food to eat, the most beautiful things to see. So yeah, I'm right in the middle of trip planning and travel planning right now, but I'm excited. We leave, I guess, next week. Oh my gosh, we leave next week. So the trip is coming up very, very quickly. We have some of your comments here. Let's check them out. See if I can center this a bit better. There we go. So Tomo said, it's so quick and so fast as well. Yeah, July just flies by, right? Nothing special, just surviving from the heat wave. Yeah, tell me about it. Tomo, I think, let me just double check. Yes, you are from Japan. Okay, so I know that it has been very, very hot in so many places around the world. In Europe, in Asia, here in Korea, it's really hot. But I heard especially in Japan, it's really, really hot, sweltering hot. And I believe it. The last time I visited Japan was 2018, 2019, maybe 2018. And I remember just being so hot the entire trip. And that wasn't even like a heat wave or anything. That was just a regular summer. And I thought, wow, I always thought that South Korea, where I live, is hot. And it is very hot and humid in the summer. But then when I visited Japan, it was like on a whole nother level. It was so humid and so hot. So I know this year is especially hot in Japan. So hang in there. Maybe stay inside and try to hang out where there's air conditioning. I think that's all we can do, right? Ivy said, let's check out Ivy's comment here. Ivy said, I would say my July has been a quite typical month, but it's still good for me in general since I have been working hard without much procrastination. All right. I love to hear that. Good job. So, procrastination, this is a long word and a difficult word, even though it's very common and English speakers use it all the time. It is a long, difficult word. So, let me just explain it. Procrastination is when you have something to do, but you keep pushing it back. Okay, so you have some task, a job. Even we do this often with studying as well. Like, let's take English studying, for example, since that's familiar to all of us. Like if you want to really upgrade your English skills, you have to invest a lot of time, right? You have to practice, you have to spend time listening to English, watching English content, studying English vocabulary, etc., etc., just like you're doing now. But it's so easy for us to get lazy and just push these things back, push our work back, push our studying back. Tomorrow, tomorrow, tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. Okay, this is procrastinating. But Ivy here, you're saying that you didn't procrastinate very much in July. So that's awesome. Ivy, I wonder what kind of work you do. Are you talking about like schoolwork or work for your job? Some work is easier to do than other work, right? Let's see, Alan says here, it is like so hot every day, and I am an owner who has a Taiwanese diner, and staying in the kitchen is like 45 degrees Celsius. Oh my gosh, that is insane. 45 degrees. Yeah, I really don't envy anybody that has to work in a kitchen. I know that is just sweltering hot in a kitchen during the summer. So I'm wondering, what do you do to stay cool or to try and manage that situation? Because it must be almost impossible to work when it's so hot like that. Are you able to take some breaks or drink some ice water or something? That's crazy hot. I feel like my little computer room, I don't know if it looks like it or not on the camera here, but my little computer room is probably not quite 45 degrees, but it is very hot right now, unfortunately. That's why I was saying at the beginning of the live stream, we might only do about 40 or 45 minutes because I have no air conditioning in my little computer room here. I have a light, which is really hot, and I do have a little fan moving the air around, but it's just really hot in here, unfortunately. So I think for future live streams in the summer, I'm going to have to move my computer to the living room where I have some air conditioning to do the streams. It's hot everywhere right now. I have a friend who lives in Shanghai in China, and he sends me the weather forecast often. Like he'll take a little screen capture from his weather app and send it to me. And some days the temperature, the real feel, we call it the real feel. So it's not like the actual temperature, but it's how hot it feels. Like if you're in a busy downtown urban city, sometimes with the pavement and the asphalt and the cars, all of that makes heat and traps the heat, so it can end up feeling a lot hotter in the city than the air temperature actually reads on a thermometer. And so he sends me the real feel from his weather app, and it was like 52, 53, 54 degrees Celsius recently. And I mean, I complain here in Korea. I think in Korea today, it was like 31 or 32. Still hot, but compared to Taiwan and Shanghai, I think it's not so bad. Wow, okay. I like this comment. Mika wrote, I took a photo like I was a movie star. A professional made me up and dressed me up. Wow, that's cool. So it's like a photo shoot or something, Mika? Awesome. I'm wondering if that's a new trend, because I saw recently on Instagram somebody in my social circle who did something similar. And I thought, wow, that looks really cool. But it was really professional and at a photo studio similar to like what you explained. So I'm wondering, is this a new trend? Is this something that many people are doing, or is just like your own unique individual plan? Either way, it sounds really fun. Photo shoots are pretty fun. Okay, this is a nice comment here from Myeonyang. And the comment says, my birthday is in July. I had time to watch a baseball game with my friends and had a lot of food in the stadium. Also, my friend bought my favorite team's uniform for me, bought the uniform for me as a gift. Wow. All right, that's awesome. Well, first of all, happy birthday. And Myeonyang, I think from your name, I'm guessing you are Korean. And so I'm wondering, which baseball team did you go see? There are not too many Korean teams, but Korean Pro League baseball is really, really fun. Guys, if you ever get a chance, if you're visiting South Korea and you have a chance to go see a Pro League game, I really highly recommend it. Before seeing a Korean Pro League game, I had only seen National League baseball. I'm from close to the USA. My hometown to the USA is not too far. So when I was younger, like a teenager, sometimes I would take road trips to Seattle and watch Seattle Mariners games. And the thing about like Major League Baseball in the USA is it's just kind of low energy and also a little bit expensive. So that comment mentioned how he ate a lot of food in the stadium. And that's something that you can't really do when you go watch an American baseball game because everything's super expensive. But in Korea, it's totally okay. You can buy food just at a store, convenience store, restaurant, and bring it into the stadium with you, and nobody gets angry with you or anything. I think if I did that in Seattle when I was watching a Seattle Mariners baseball game, they would have kicked me out of the stadium. But here in Korea, it's okay. And even some of the prices on things, if you want to buy some food or merchandise, it's not too expensive, and it's really high energy in Korea. There's lots of singing, there's like cheering, and many of the players have their own unique songs, and it's really fun, really fun. I've also seen a baseball game in Taiwan as well, and that was similar to Korean Pro League, like a lot of high energy, and I remember some cheerleaders. There's like this cheering captain guy that got everybody excited for the game. So it was really fun. Yeah, baseball is awesome to watch no matter what country you watch it in, I think. But for high energy games, I think Taiwan and Korea do it right. And one day I would like to watch a Japanese baseball game as well because I heard they're very fun. Let's see. Mina says, hello, I went hiking in July as usual. Ooh, I'm curious. Mina, what mountain did you hike on? I went hiking in July as usual. I enjoyed with a lot of flowers. I think July is the best month for hiking because the flowers are blooming and the mountains get more greener. Yes. But isn't it too hot? Going back to our previous conversation of the temperature, I guess it depends maybe the area that you live in, Mina, or I guess the time of the day, right? If you go early in the morning before it gets really too hot, then I agree July can be a great month for hiking. Following up on Ivy's comment from before, she says, actually, I work as a freelance tutor, a one-on-one tutor, I would say. Sometimes I have to deal with my laziness on preparing up-to-date content for my students. I know exactly where you're coming from, Ivy. I used to do a lot of English tutoring one-on-one as well back in the day. And the thing about being a tutor professionally is that you're often looking for new students. Students will sign up and study with you for 2 months, 3 months, and then they'll do something else. It's rare to get a student who will stick with you for years and years and years. Although I did have some long-term students as well. Most students study for 3, 4, 5 months and then stop and do something else and then come back later. So one of the things that at least I had to do when I was a tutor is always try and search and find new students. And it's really easy to procrastinate doing that. So yes, it's one of those professions that you have to really be on top of. If you let things slide too much, if you push them back, then suddenly you might find yourself with no students. So I totally get it, Ivy, but good job on not procrastinating too much. So thank you guys for updating me on your Julys. Wow, I loved all of those comments. And I'm going to throw this out there. Now, I want to say no pressure. Don't feel like you have to join. You don't have to do anything, but I am going to say that if anybody would like to join the stream and actually chat with me here, I'm going to open it up and allow you guys to call in if you would like. So I have a couple of requests. If you would like to call in, awesome. But please, before you call in, because I'm not 100% sure on the technical part of this, but I have 2 requests that I think will make the technical aspects flow smoothly. And the first one is, if you would like to call in to the stream, number 1, please disconnect from the YouTube video before calling, because I think if you have the YouTube live stream playing, plus you are talking to me at the same time, there's going to be some delay and it could cause echo and some problems with the audio. Could be confusing for me or confusing for you, and it might not result in a good connection. So I would suggest step 1 is to disconnect from the live stream before calling in. And then step 2 is to use headphones if possible. Okay, if you don't have any headphones around, that's fine. We can try and do it without it. But if you do have a set of headphones handy and you can plug those in and use those for when you are doing the call, then that would be ideal. That would be best. And yes. So let's try it. Okay. Where's the link? So if anybody wants to call in, here, you can see up here, here is the link, bemyguest.tv/F38DAB925. So if you would like to join and hang out and talk with me for just a few minutes, and maybe I will ask you some questions about where you're from and your hobbies and studying English, this kind of thing, then feel free to call in right now. And we'll see how it goes. I'm going to leave it open, and if somebody calls in, we'll do it and we'll have the conversation. And if nobody calls, that's okay too. That's okay. I was trying to think, like if this was an option available for me, if I had a Korean podcast that I listened to and they did a live stream and they opened the live stream to anybody, would I call in? I was thinking, maybe I wouldn't. I'm a little shy, so I probably wouldn't do that. So I totally get it if none of you call in either, but hey, it could be fun, right? It could be fun. So let's try. So as we wait and see if anybody calls in, I have another few things that I wanted to mention. So yesterday I went for a really, really long bike ride. One of my hobbies is biking, and it's been so rainy here in South Korea for the last month or so. It's the rainy season, and every day it's just been pouring rain and just terrible weather. But finally, this week, I was looking at the forecast, or actually, I guess last week on the weekend, I was looking at the forecast and no rain. So I don't know if this is officially the end of the rainy season or if we're just having a little pause. But I saw an opportunity to go for a bike ride. So I grabbed the opportunity. And yesterday, I got out and went for a nice long bike ride. Now, originally, my plan was to wake up early in the morning and go biking early in the morning before the sun got too bright and the weather got too hot. As I mentioned, here in Korea, we're having a lot of really, really hot weather these days. Just like it seems like everybody in the stream right now is having hot weather where they live. So I wanted to wake up early in the morning, get out there, have a nice ride, and then come back and start my day. But the problem was that I stayed up late that night. My wife and I watched a movie. I stayed up late, and so when my alarm went off in the morning, I just kind of went and turned off the alarm and kept sleeping. So I didn't actually get on the road until about 11 a.m. And by that time, it was already really, really hot. So, longtime Culips listeners will know, if you're a longtime Culips listener, you might know this about me. I have really, really fair white skin. As you can see, my skin is very white, and this is a problem with the sun. If I am, oh, my light just fell down. 1 second, guys. See if I can fix this. Okay, it's a little a little darker, but it's okay. So where was I? Oh yeah, I was talking about my problems with the sun, right? So I have very, very, we say in English, fair skin, which is just another way to say white skin or light skin. And I hate it because it means that I get sunburned so easily, so easily. Even if I'm only in the sun for like 10 or 15 minutes, I'll get a really bad burn and it can be bad. So, unfortunately, yesterday when I was out riding my bike, I got really, really sunburned. I remembered to put sunscreen on my face and my neck where I thought I was mostly exposed, but I didn't think about putting sunscreen on my arms and my legs, and those areas got really, really badly sunburned. So, I had an awesome ride. I was out there for 3 or 4 hours. And when I came home, I looked like a lobster. Like all my arms were completely red, my legs were completely red, and I just had no energy at all. Like I felt like the sun just sucked out all of my energy from me yesterday. And yeah, it's actually quite painful today as well. And I know from past experience, unfortunately, this is not the first time that I've been sunburned like this. I know from past experience that usually takes 3 or 4 days until the burn feels better and I'm back to normal again. So kind of sucks because the weather's nice right now. And if I had just put on some sunscreen and some sun lotion and prepared better, then I could be enjoying the nice weather like today and tomorrow and the next day. But because I was just too short-sighted and didn't prepare correctly, then the result was a pretty bad sunburn, unfortunately. So stupid, right? Like, I put it on my face. Why didn't I remember to put it on my arms and legs? So I'm wondering How about you guys? Are you like me? Do you burn easily or do you tan easily? I guess these are the two options. Are you a burner or a tanner? Let me put this question here on the screen. Are you a burner or a tanner? A burner or a tanner? My brother is a tanner. So what I mean by tanner is like if you go into the sun, then your skin turns like a lovely brown color and it looks very nice. Um, this is what I mean by tanner. And a burner means if you go into the sun, then you turn red and you get a painful burn on your skin. I am a burner. So I always have been so jealous of my brother because he can go, we can go to the beach together and we can both lie in the sun. And after about 5 minutes or 10 minutes, then I have to run and go look for some shade and try and find some shade. Whereas my brother, he can just lie in the sun all day and turn this nice brown color. And I'm very jealous of him about that. I know here in Korea, where I live, there are many people, especially women, though to an extent men as well, who even if they do tan nicely, they hate to have tan skin. They always want to have skin that is not tanned. They want it to be sort of as white as possible. I'm not exactly sure of the reason, if that is like an aesthetic choice, if they just want to have light, fair skin, or maybe it's a health reason, because of course tanning is not super great for your skin's health as far as I know. Although I'm pretty sure it's better than burning, because like what I do, getting a sunburn, that's kind of like the worst thing you can do for your skin. Mika is a burner. Okay, Mika, I feel your pain. Me too. I'm a burner. Zero is back. Zero, nice to see you again. Zero says, I'm a tanner. Oh, nice. Mina says, I'm totally a tanner. Totally a tanner. Nice. Oh, we have lots of tanners. I'm jealous of all you guys. Maybe in my next life, I can be a tanner. I don't know if I would look good with a tan. I've never really had one, so it's hard to tell. Ivy said, I'm not sure whether I'm a tanner or not. I usually try my best to stay in whenever it's burning outside. Okay. So then, Ivy, question for you. Is that because I think that's what some of the people here in Korea do as well. So I'm wondering, is that like a choice? Like, is it an aesthetic choice? You just don't want to have tan skin? Or is it more of like a weather thing? Like it's too hot outside, so you just don't go outside in the hot weather. I'm curious about that. Oh, Atsuko is here. Hello, Atsuko. Welcome back to the stream for another month. Atsuko says, I suppose I'm a burner rather than a tanner. Okay, so we have 3 burners. 3 burners in the live stream. Good stuff. Yeah, so I'm like right in the middle of this sunburn now. It seems like once a year. I always stupidly once a year forget to put on sunscreen and I pay the price. It's not so good, unfortunately. But I'm happy at least. Usually after I get one sunburn, then I have some protection, like my skin. It almost like strengthens my skin or something, and I don't get burnt for the rest of the summer as easily. Of course, I still have to be careful, but it doesn't happen as easily. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm going to be going back to my hometown next week. And my hometown is a kind of summer spot. There's a big lake in the middle. There's lots of beaches, and you can go swimming and go to the beach and hang out. And it's very sunny and hot in the summer. So I'm kind of a little bit thankful that I got my sunburn yesterday, because hopefully that means that I will be totally fine and healed, so that when I go to my hometown and I go to the beach, then I can actually spend some time outside without having to worry about the sun too much. But I'm still going to have to wear a hat and put on some sunscreen, of course. Of course, of course. I've learned my lesson. So I guess Tomo says, good for you, vitamin D. Yeah, let's look on the bright side. Vitamin D, yes, for sure. I guess nobody's going to call in, which is okay. I expected that maybe nobody would call in. That's all right. I think maybe in the future, for future live streams, we'll just have this as an option going forward. Right now, Cassie she just moved to Thailand. She moved to Thailand last week on Monday, so just over a week ago. So she's not really set up in her apartment. In fact, I don't think she has an apartment yet. She's just staying in a guest house. So she wasn't really able to join us for this month's live stream. As you can imagine, doing an international move to a foreign country and only being in that place for 1 week, she's not really set up and able to do the live stream yet. So unfortunately, she couldn't join me for this month. But we're anticipating that for next month, she will be set up and good to go. And so, yeah, next month we should have Cassie here. And I think that will be maybe even a better opportunity for you guys to call in the future, especially if we're talking about a subject that's really interesting and you think that you would like to participate at that moment. So we'll keep trying this. And I know in the future somebody will call in. We'll see how it goes. Ivy has a question here. Let's see. I am kind of easy to sweat every time the weather is hot. Is there any words to describe this type of people, Andrew? I don't really want to be soaked in sweat. Let me think. I know what type of person you're describing, because I am also one of these kinds of people, especially in humid weather. If I go into humid weather, all of the sudden my body is just like, sweat time, let's go. And it goes into sweat mode, I guess. But I'm not really sure if we have a word to describe that. Let's see. I have a whiteboard here. Let's pull up the whiteboard and let me make some notes. What could we say to describe a person? You could say, I guess, what would I say? I'd say I'm the kind of person who sweats easily in hot or humid weather. I think this is one of the most natural types of sentences you could make. We don't have any specific noun that we can call a person. We have some, I'm just going through my vocabulary here. We do have some expressions that we can say when it's really hot outside and we feel like this, but they're a little bit rude. So I'm trying to think of some expressions that are not so rude. It's hard. I think, you know what? Cassie and I were talking about this. I'm not going to explain them right now because I need Cassie's help to explain them, because they are a little bit rude, but there are some great English expressions that are a little bit colorful that English speakers use all the time when talking about being very, very hot. But yeah, okay. So wait for a moment, wait for like a little while. Next time I hang out with Cassie and we record some new episodes, we'll cover this topic. But I think, yeah, I have to think about whether they're appropriate for Culips or not. They are just a little a little bit on the rude side. Here at Culips, you guys know that we always try. Well, we try to teach you real English, of course, and the English that native speakers say all the time, but we usually try to avoid any language that's rude, right? We don't want to be offensive or rude, but sometimes if you want to learn English the real way, the real English that people say, then you need to know the rude expressions as well, right? So we always try and walk this tightrope between, should we teach this? Is this good to teach or not good to teach? And sometimes I'll get emails from listeners who are in junior high school or elementary school. We even recently had a kid that emailed in from grade 6. So when I know there's children listening and younger students as well, I have to be careful with what I say. But I think there are some good ones that you got the wheels in my head turning here, Ivy. Thank you for that suggestion. Let's see. Tomo, I was a bit shy from showing my face and room. Yeah, no, I understand completely. Don't worry. As I said, I was imagining myself if I would do this in this situation, and I don't think I would. So I completely get it. Ivy says, I really want to call in. However, it's my lunchtime now. It's not convenient to have a conversation. I'll try calling in next time. Yeah, no worries. We'll look forward to that conversation in the future. Mika said, I tried to call, but I couldn't from my iPhone. Oh, really? Okay, well, I'm sorry to hear that. Mika, I would say almost try again, because the software that I'm using to do the live stream is the same that I always use. And when Cassie and I do it, usually for our usual monthly live streams, the way that Cassie joins is she calls with her iPhone. So it should work. It should be possible to use an iPhone as far as I know. But if it's not working, then I'll look into it and I'll try and get it fixed for next time. Gabriella says, I'm sleeping the baby. Oh, you have a baby. Yeah, you don't want to wake the baby up. I completely understand. Gabriella, just a little feedback. We could say, I'm putting the baby to sleep. Let's see if I can adjust this just so we can see. Say, I'm putting the baby to sleep. Slightly more natural way to say that sentence. Yeah, if you have a baby, don't want to wake it up, him or her up. Atsuko says, I guess nobody likes such sticky weather. No. This is the one thing, Atsuko, that I'm really looking forward to about going to my hometown, is that there is no humidity. It's hot, but it's really, really dry, like a desert. Like very, very dry weather, very low humidity. And yeah, here in Asia, it is just humid as, well, super, super humid. So nobody likes it. Yang Yang says, do I share my screen when we call? I think, okay, so when you call, guys, I tested this out earlier. When you call, if you're using your computer, and I think it should be the same from your phone, although I'm realizing now that I didn't test this with a phone, and I regret that. I should have tested it with a phone. But regardless, I think it works the same way. If you call in, then it will bring you to a screen and it will ask you to put in your name and ask you to turn on your camera. If you don't want to share your camera, I think you can leave it off. I think you can just keep your camera turned off and call in, and then we'll only have your audio. So yeah, if you try that, I think that is an option. And then once you come in, it doesn't mean that you are immediately on the live stream. You actually go into a waiting room, and from the waiting room, I can take you into the stream. So if you want to give it a try and call, that would be awesome. If not, like I said, no worries at all. Wow, guys, time flies. I can't believe we've already been on the stream here for about 55 minutes. So I think we'll get towards the end here, and we'll start wrapping up soon. If anyone has, a question about learning English or about really any question, anything that you want to know, go ahead and ask questions now. Or if you want to try and call in, you can try and do that now. And maybe we will try and wrap up here by about, well, here for me it is almost 8:30. So in the next 5 to 10 minutes or so. All right. Mika's going to try from the PC next time. Great. Atsuko, have a blast when you return to Guys, I just learned that I can actually edit comments. I didn't know that I could do that, but I can edit comments, and yeah, I think it's helpful when learning to get some kind of feedback like this. So I'll try and do it whenever I can to edit the comments, just so we can all learn together. So have a blast when you return to your hometown. Thank you, Atsuko. I'm looking forward to it. Although like I said, I'm stressed at the same time because it's my wife's first time to Canada, so I have like that pressure. And also, I don't know what it's like in your country right now, but in Canada, in my country, the airports are a total mess. There are like so many horror stories of people's flights being canceled and delays at the airport, delays in security, people losing their baggage. All of these travel nightmare stories are coming out of Canada right now. I heard it was the same in Europe also. Oh, okay. We have a caller here. I have to put on my headphones. Okay, let's see. Alan is here. Alan, I'm going to bring you on.
Oh, that was so fun. Oh my gosh.
Hello, Alan. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, how's it
Hello.
going?
I'm pretty good.
Thank you so
How
much
about
for calling. You're very brave.
yeah, I just want to try. This is my first time to do that kind of things.
Yeah.
And in fact, now I'm get my pandemic.
You you have COVID right now?
Like 2 days ago.
2 days ago. Oh my God. How are you feeling? Are you okay?
I'm feel really great.
Oh, really?
Not difficult sickness or yeah.
Okay. So that's good. So it seems like you have a light case then.
That's right.
Ah.
So I need to, just watch the Netflix
Hmm.
like
Sounds
four
okay.
days.
So, remind me again, you're from Taiwan?
Yeah,
Okay. And so every country has different laws and different rules and policies about COVID, but what is it like in Taiwan? So if you are positive, do you have to quarantine? Do you have to stay at home for a week or something like that?
yeah, but it's not forced like that here. Sorry, I gotta go.
Oh, okay. No problem. Thanks for
Sorry about
calling.
that. Yeah,
Okay, we'll let Alan go. He's got an important call. Wow, but that was really cool. That was really fun. Oh my gosh, that was awesome. Thank you for calling, Alan. I was Tomo says, I'm so happy to see a member joining the show. Me too. That was really cool. You know, I've met different Culips members before. I took a big trip in, I think it was 2018. I'm so bad with dates, but as far as I remember, it was 2018. And during that trip, I went to Hong Kong, I went to Taiwan, I went to Japan, kind of traveled to many places in Asia. And I was lucky enough to be able to meet up and hang out with Culips members in each of those countries. And it was a fantastic experience. So I met some Culip members from Hong Kong and Taiwan and Japan, but I've never done anything like this before, like talking on the internet. So that was really cool. And Alan's English sounded amazing too. Props on your good English, Alan. Thank you. Nice to see a trailblazer. Yeah, so that's a great vocabulary choice. I guess I don't need my headphones anymore. Great vocabulary choice, Ivy. A trailblazer means somebody who does something first, who leads the way, right? And like I said, you do have to be brave to do something like this. So definitely he was a trailblazer. Absolutely. Me too. I hope he gets well very soon as well. Yeah, absolutely. Sounds like he's doing okay, but let's hope for the best for him, for sure. Well, everyone, it looks like we are almost at the 1 hour mark. And I'm going to get ready to sign off pretty soon. But before I do, I did want to make an announcement. Let me just put this on the screen. Where is it? Take that off. Whoops. Here we go. Boom. Oh, now I have to take this other one off. There. Technology. There we go. The next live stream. So we are going to be having our next live stream on the last Tuesday of August. So that will be August the 30th, and we will do it at the same time, 7:30 p.m. Korean Standard Time. So I'm not exactly sure about what theme we'll do yet. I'm really hoping that Cassie can join me for the stream next month. She should be settled in to her new life in Thailand by then, I assume. But I will, of course, have to check with her and see about that. But I'm anticipating, she told me that she'll probably be able to be back for the next live stream. So mark it in your calendars. You can write it down, and we will come back and hang out again at the end of next month. And just before we wrap up, we'll check out a couple of the final comments here. Atsuko, next time can we call in through Instagram? Let me think about how to do that. I'll have to think. I'm gonna try and see if we can do that. I don't know. That's the answer, Atsuko. I don't know, but I will research it, okay? And if it is possible, I will make that option available. Absolutely. Instagram Live can be cool too. We've done Instagram Lives in the past, but one of the things that I found really difficult is sometimes when people ask questions and I want to write a sentence, is trying to hold my phone and type messages and live stream at the same time is a little bit awkward compared to just using the computer. But yeah, we'll see if we could do an Instagram Live and call in that way. It's a good idea. We said, may I ask you one extra question? Of course, yes, feel free. Is it natural if we say me name is or meself? I heard those these days, but I don't know if it is okay to use. No, it sounds very unnatural to me, Ivy. I guess it depends where you heard it. Like, there could be in some places in the UK a British accent where they may talk like that, but that even sounds like almost like a historical British accent. So not one that people use nowadays, but if you are watching like an old period movie or period TV show from a few hundred years ago in the past set in the UK, then you may hear some characters talk like that or say something similar, Irish or UK accent. But no, in modern English, for many accents in English, nobody talks like that. So I would recommend not not saying me name is or myself, except maybe in the Caribbean, maybe for some Caribbean communities, and like maybe in Jamaica, maybe that could be part of the Jamaican accent. But standard North American English, the English that I speak, no, we don't talk like that. I look forward to hearing lots of great stories from Cassie. Yeah, me too. I'm so excited. I think Cassie's going to have so many great adventures, and we can live through Cassie's adventures, right? We can enjoy life by hearing about her stories. Are you going to use the calling system on the next live stream? I really, really want to participate. Yeah, I'm going to make this a feature for all live streams going forward. I think I was really encouraged by that call from Alan. So I'm going to have this open for next month as well. So if you want to try next month, Myung, then that would be great. I'll mark it on the schedule right now. Okay, great. Sounds like a Cockney accent. Yeah, methinks it's a Cockney accent. No, I can't do the Cockney accent, but yeah, it sounds like maybe a UK accent or a Jamaican accent to me, but not really like a standard North American accent. I heard those on the cartoon. I heard those in the cartoon, The Sea Beast. Okay. So I'm not really familiar with that cartoon, but maybe one of the characters in that cartoon is mimicking that kind of accent. I would have to listen to it to find out. I'll see if I can find some clips on YouTube or on Netflix or something of that cartoon. I'll try and give it a listen, and then maybe I can update you next month on what I think. All right, everyone. Well, I think I'm going to wrap things up now. Thank you for being so active in the chat. It really makes the time fly and makes my job a lot easier. I don't know. Talking to myself for an hour is always a little bit stressful, but you guys made it a lot easier. And of course, I thank you for joining me and making this a fun live stream. So guys, I hope that you have a great August. Please take care. Don't stay out in the sun for too long and burn or tan. Make sure to stay inside where there's some air conditioning and just keep cool for August, because I'm sure it's going to be a hot month. And we will join up again in about 1 month at the end of August for our August live stream. So guys, I will talk to you all then. And yeah, goodbye. Good night. See ya.